Behavior, please stop doing early access. This might sound like a very ranty video, and it is, but please bear with me. The PTB, for those who don't know, is the public test build, aka test our stuff out and check out the new thing. For the longest time, this was very black and white. If you had access to a computer, you could access the PTB. No other bars were there, and mostly everyone got to enjoy this new thing together. And the people who couldn't were hard locked to consoles, and the hardware limitations involved with consoles it makes sense. But now, for some reason, starting with Jason, they've been doing this early access stuff where they only let a select few play all the new stuff early. And this isn't just a few hours. This is a full week before. I've had private rants about it, but it just feels like such a slap to the face to everyone that isn't the selected. And while I'm not saying all the selected people have hired editors or whatever, they at least have the time of working on this very early. Even if you are a slower editor, a full week in advance is a lot better than when everyone else gets out the floodgates. And while I know I'm not really one to complain about the small creators not getting to have a shot at something, considering my last PTB video is a Krasu, other creators that do have the content drive and will to make these PTB videos and DBD videos in general gets a door slammed in their face because only the selected few get to milk it. And I will say this constantly, but if you are selected, do not feel bad about it. You should take advantage of it. You should not feel bad about getting lucky, or having good enough relations with behavior that they give you access. You should not feel bad about that. I'm coming at this from a creator POV, I know, but it's also important to just let people mess around with the new things and not have to worry about tiptoeing around spoilers if they just want to mess around in the PTB and experience a new killer with everyone else. Yes, I know this is a weird rant, but I feel like the community is now split in the fact that only a few get to mess with the new toys and everyone else has to wait while constant spoilers are flooding social media platforms. No joke, I had to duck DBD content, especially on Insta and YouTube, because the day early access stuff happened, within a few hours, what felt like hundreds of videos were spamming my feed. Moris, animations, shrines, just everything. I was lucky enough to dodge the Moris because of how freaking long they are, but that's not the point. And I don't want to hear, oh, the angel's a community killer, you should have seen it. I skipped out on the Mori part of the voting, and yes, that is a personal choice, but I just wanted that to be a surprise. But two, the very same thing happened with Jason. Mori's, powers, animations, everything just spoiled. The point isn't that it's shown off already or not. Some people just want to experience all the new stuff together, not just have a select few. And I cannot blame the people who get selected because they should take advantage of this sort of thing, but behavior, please. And I know I'm just yelling into the void, but I still want to rant about this. And side note, I haven't been too entwined into the drama of DBD this last month or two, but I'm pretty sure the Jason one having early access also made people mad. But if it hasn't, I know at least a few people who are mad by it. I'd say 4 out of 5 people I talk to are upset about their early access thing. And so what does behavior do? To quell the rage, they don't just remove it and, let everyone access it together now. Why would they do that? Instead, they add a gambling aspect to it, where you get a chance to play early. You literally gamble to get this, by the way, because the only way to get it is if you watch an hour of Twitch streamers for a chance. And I want to clarify the chance part. An hour for a chance. And you don't just get a yes or no. You have to wait for an email. And even then, as far as I'm aware, you only have a timed opening for it. It's ridiculous, and I genuinely haven't felt this upset with behavior's decision since ever. I genuinely hope they remove this early access thing and just let the community do their thing. Let small creators have an equal chance of making their own videos on it without, a select few getting everything an additional week early. It's like top of the food chain stays at the top of the food chain while everyone else stays at the bottom. And again, I know I'm coming at this from a creator POV, but whatever. It's my video. I'm ranting about this. And yeah, again, final time. I will not blame you for taking advantage of it because you got the golden ticket. You should take advantage of this. You got the chance. You should. But behavior, please don't do more of these early access builds. But knowing them, they probably will keep doing these because they get so much attention. And while I'm here, I saw the Spook and Jukes' video on the whole lights out event, and I know this isn't a video focused on that, but I'm gonna rant about this because it's happening back to back anyways. So I feel like this is just I rant in like mass as opposed to just about one thing most of the time. So yeah, I'm choosing to rant about this too. And quick prefix, I'm not saying you can't get scared anymore, because I do. I played the game mode, I got scared. But just the knowledge that it does ruin some of the gameplay for me. You know, being left in the dark with no knowledge of like any auras of gens, palettes, windows. I think you could still see your teammates, and you should see your teammates to a certain extent. But it's so heavily nerfed now because they just give you straight windows of opportunity base kit as long as you're holding a lantern. And guess what? You spawn with a lantern. You don't have to find it. You spawn with it. And what are we even talking about when we do this? What is the point of this? Like, why on earth would somebody see this and say, oh, I need to make things more visible, and then add 100 miles of aura read? What is happening here? And that's 32 meters is no small lick of the sand to look around at. It's literally like 10 survivors stacked on top of each other if they were all laying on the floor. I would not be so harsh towards this, but we finally get the unique game mode coming back after 2 years, and it feels like they just removed the entire aspect of being in the lights out. You know, the dark. You stay in the dark in the horror game. And personally, I don't like I don't like the look of it. I think it looks ugly. All the aura read everywhere just makes the map look ugly. This one 100% just a personal thing. But I love the way the maps look in the dark, and the way the lantern like just barely lights up the world around you. It looks really pretty. But then you have these ugly ass aura reads, the windows and palettes everywhere. And you know what? The endurance, I don't care about that. That doesn't bother me at all, because, you know, it's a lot easier to find a injured survivor in the dark than a healthy survivor in the dark, whatever. I don't mind the extra long endurance, but what I do mind is the fact that they have all this aura read for seemingly no reason either. Like, you get jump scared, and you shouldn't be min-maxing the jump scare game mode. Like, I'm just saying, like, what is the point of playing lights out if you're gonna be min-maxing it? But yeah, what's next? My Little Oni comes back, but literally everyone's the same size. So it just like ruins the entire point of that game mode too. And I know I'm being negative, but it just bothers me that these things are happening back to back. That's why I'm compiling it into one giant rant. But I just don't like how they're doing some of these things. But, you know, to counteract some of this negativity, there is good news about this. Like, I'm really hyped for the official release of the new killer. Although I see them getting played about as much as Nurse after this next week or two, just because of how hard they are. But they genuinely are a really cool killer, and their power is fun, especially when you get to know how to use it right. Their design, their animations. Not the biggest fan of the voice, but you know, the survivors also really fun. I do actually really like the survivors, and I'm really hyped for their lore too. I'm actually gonna try and make a lore video on that and try a new genre, but whatever. That's just the self-plug. The killer is awesome. And yeah, I've heard some people complain about the Mori, and yes, I know I haven't seen the storyboard for it, but from what I do see, it does look really good. I love the Mori. I love how clean the transition is. It genuinely feels so clean. I cannot tell where the Mori starts or the true form. I mean, not the Mori. I cannot tell when it pops into existence, or if it has that weird, like, you know, burn effect or whatever. It's a really good transition. So while putting this together, I did take a look at the storyboard, and I do gotta say it looks pretty much identical, aside from the fact that the very last panel is them getting ripped in half. But that's a very ambitious pose. Like, we don't get people getting ripped in half at all in this game, and that's because of the limitations of the models. So again, doesn't bother me. I like the Mori. But yeah. And I do overall like the changes that they do implement. The new tutorial segment of the characters are really fun and useful, not just fun. I especially like the Springtrap cameras one, because they make him do like the funny little thing where he like looks at the camera slowly and then destroys it. It's really cute. I love it. And I do like the new hook UI. The UI for the new hook timers is a lot clearer. It's a lot more helpful to not let people hit second as easily, because sometimes you just overestimate how much time you have, you know, especially for new players. And I do like that they're finally shaking up some of the perks. Hopefully we get a bit more on this later, but it is a good start. Another thing, I do like that they're making this year feel so eventful. I'm really excited for the new mall map. Um, I myself not that I'm excited for Art the Clown, but I'm not like as hyped as hyped for it as some of my other friends. One of my friends is really hyped for it, and I am excited for 2v8. I know 2v8 gets some slack because it comes back so often, but it is a fun game mode when you're playing with friends, you know. It is fun. But behavior, please, just do not do early access builds anymore. Just keep it to the PTB, let everyone have an equal chance experiencing the new shiny toys, and everyone will be happy together. Or mad together if it's really bad, I guess. Sadly, I think I'm just yelling into the void here. But yeah, anyways, that'll be all. Thank you for listening to this rant video, and have a good day.